Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I am brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our Hood Recovery Services. I am looking forward to doing the spiritual principle a day in a meditation for you, dated for July the 21st. Why don't we go ahead and get right into that meditation? Let's see. Hopefully you can see that. It's entitled Freedom to Heal, page 210. You can reach me, by the way, if you want to reach out to me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. All right, Freedom to Heal, page 210. Gradually, we come to experience freedom from some of our deepest wounds. As we begin to clear up some of the confusion and contradiction in our lives, we can move forward with less of the baggage we brought in with us. Wow, that is beautiful. That comes from Living Clean, chapter 4, entitled Sex. Freedom for any recovering addict begins with not using. But as the fog lifts, our emotional turmoil becomes more apparent. To stay clean, we need a different approach to deal with our underlying issues. We understand we can be free from active addiction, but can we be free from our deepest wounds? We love the answer to be a resounding absolutely. And for some, it will be. But for many of us who suffer traumas and abuse, the more realistic answer is we can heal, we can move forward, we can gain more freedom than we have today. We can gain more freedom than we have today. Yeah, I like that. Recovery from addiction is a process, and so is letting go of the baggage, especially the burdens we never asked for, and no doubt the ones we inflicted on others. That process can be fierce, terrifying, sometimes beautiful, often unexpected. We gain freedom from working steps and sharing about our past with each other. We get relief through meditation and prayer, perhaps through outside help, through the passage of time and patience with ourselves. We try not to avoid or disconnect from painful memories. Instead, we deal with our baggage as best we can and realize that some of what we've been carrying isn't ours. We come to some acceptance and healing, finding forgiveness for ourselves for not letting go. And equally as important, we help others to do the same. While some wounds may never fully heal, they don't overwhelm us today. They don't run over our lives or our relationships with others, with our bodies, and with the world. We can learn how to relate to others and respond to their needs without sacrificing our own. We can be vulnerable and explore physical and emotional intimacy. We can find freedom, lose it a little, and regain it by digging in again. My pain doesn't define me, and I can use it to help someone else heal. I will find both refuge and freedom in the steps and in my fellow addict. That's a beautiful, it didn't flow so easily, but it is a beautiful concept, a beautiful meditation, a spiritual principle of freedom to heal. And I believe that freedom to heal is something that we may not spend a lot of time thinking about it because we're so busy every day, just moving, going from one thing to the next. And we're not really thinking about what we're trying to heal from unless we are faced with a situation that challenges the freedom we've already established. Does that make sense? Let me repeat it. We often don't think about our freedom to heal, right? On a day-to-day basis, we're not thinking about what we're trying to heal from and our right or our freedom to heal unless something comes up and challenges the freedom or the healing that we've already established thus far. But this meditation is suggesting that we can be even more free than we currently are. So in other words, I'm doing okay. Let's say this is just for instance, even though it probably could apply. I am a survivor of domestic abuse. And my significant other or husband or whoever, right, was constantly putting their hands on me. And today, even though my picker is not the best picker all of the time, today, I do not let people put their hands on me or even look or act. I don't let them flinch, right? So just say this is your circumstance, right? This is an example that I'm trying to give you. And definitely, while I didn't encounter like daily abuse from a significant other, I can relate to having a significant other that thought that they could put their hands on me, okay? So now, I am living my life day to day. This example, the person in this example is living their life day to day, going through the daily routines that they have. And there's very little thought of having to heal now from domestic abuse. There's very little thought that even is sent that way because they are not in any type of abusive relationship. It doesn't even come up, right? They've established some healing in the sense that they now value who they are. They don't allow people to degrade them. And they don't intentionally or they don't stay in relationships that aren't healthy. So here we are with this example. Every day, this same person goes to work, does their job, and everything is fine. They are not, this is what I mean, we don't really consider what we've healed from until something comes up that challenges that level of healing that we've attained. So one day there is a rageful driver, and this person is driving to work, and because this person is jumping in and out of lanes, ends up hitting our example's vehicle. As with anything, you move to the side of the road if the car can move, and you call the police and you file a report or exchange numbers. But in this case, there has to be a police officer on hand. The person that caused the accident is a hothead, right? Driving angrily, very rageful, and immediately jumps out the vehicle thinking that they are going to be able to, they jump out of the vehicle thinking that they're going to be able to bully the driver that they just hit around. And our example gets out the vehicle, not thinking a whole lot, right? Not thinking that she's in any kind of danger, but the interaction causes her to boil up with such righteous indignation that she is very close to being in a physical fight with this person. And the person goes to raise their hand like they're going to do something to her. And all of a sudden, she loses it. She goes berserk. The officers come, and now we have a case where some violence has broken out besides the accident. And you were in the right when you got hit by this person, but now you've laid hands on them, even though you thought you were maybe just defending yourself, and it becomes this big whole thing. Now, our example is now challenged to figure out how much healing has she actually done? How much has she actually done? Because is she operating out of old trauma? Is she, just got this thing in her mind, if ever a man tries to put his hands on me again, they're going to get it, right? So now, because something has come up and challenged the level of work that she thought she had accomplished, really not even giving that much attention to it, but now she is challenged in this area where she needed to heal. She is able to see that she really has not healed as much as she thought. Now, that's just the simplest, it really wasn't that simple, right? But that is an example of challenging the level of freedom that you think you've attained, of healing in certain areas, right? Are you really free? Have you really healed to the point where you can be faced with that same exact situation and walk away with your spirit intact, your physical body intact, your mind intact, your finances intact, your emotions intact? Are you healed enough that if something else similar to whatever you just recovered from comes up, you would be able to make different choices this time? And that's what this is about. We have the right and we have the freedom to heal completely. Unfortunately, what I want to say to you is that sometimes we have no idea to what extent we've actually have healed. Because when challenges come up, we tend to go the other way. We don't face them head on. But when you're faced with something that you can't run from, and it's similar to something else that you have passed through, you get to see just how much you have truly healed. How free are you? But let me tell you that you can be completely free. You can be completely free and you can choose to heal 100%. But you have to know, there's a saying in other fellowship, to thy own self be true, right? You have to know where you're at. And if you're not a person that is doing the work in this program, meaning you're doing your steps and working with a sponsor, right? You're staying connected to the fellowship, making meetings, reaching out to newcomers, all of that. If you're not a person doing the work, then you're not going to know just how free you are. You're going to think that you're free and come to find out when something, a Mack truck smacks your mask, right? Some situation comes and knocks your mask off of your face, you're going to find out just how little you have actually been healed or set free from that, right? Forgiveness is key. We learned yesterday in the Just for Today that forgiveness is key to freedom, right? So we have to also be forgiving, right? And I don't want to make light of this, and I don't want anyone to think that I got it down pat, because I don't. Like I shared in the Just for Today today, something came up with someone that I care a lot about, and it gave me reason for pause, because I was ready to go all in. And I had to say, hey, wait a minute. You the same lady that's doing all of these H.O.O.D Recovery Services podcasts? You're the same lady that stands on spiritual principles and encouraging all these other people to do the same? And you want to go in over someone using a wrong term that you don't think is fit or appropriate? Oh no, lady, you better pull it all the way in. Because the type of person that I am, I'll find myself backed up into a corner. I might be able to get out of that corner clean, but my spirit will be very dirty. And I'm just not going to live my life like that today. And I hope that you're not going to live your life like that today. If you have people in your life that are always pressing your buttons, then you need to change your life. Right? They told me that in step 12, we practice these spiritual principles in all our affairs. And if we can't practice them in all of our affairs, not because we are ignorant to them and haven't learned them, we've been around and we've learned them, and we still cannot apply all these spiritual principles, apply them in all of our affairs, right? Then you need to change your affairs. You need to start surrounding yourself with people that don't get off on trying to get you to respond and to react to their nonsense, right? And so I just want to say that today, that I do care about you, and I don't live a perfect life. I don't. But I am passionate. I'm a passionate person about being free from all of the things that held me in bondage, that caused me to think that I had to put something on top of those bad feelings to make them go away. And I am passionate about you being free. My name is MightyStream, and I have enjoyed talking to you today. And I will be talking to you tomorrow.